You want a war? You're going to get one.
I just ran the wrong thing. My bad. It was the wrong intro. I apologize. Crap. Hold on. I'm getting my soda. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? That's like I must have hit the wrong button.
You good?
Yeah, my bad. So let me, I don't know. Should I play it now at this point?
Play it. Hell yeah, play it.
All right, let's get it going. Wait, hold on. I got to find it. It always takes me a while to find it.
Holy
so what's
shit.
going on, everybody? How you guys doing? We're going to talk the Eagles today. We're going to talk Eagles, Buccaneers. We're going to talk injury report. We're going to talk, what else are we going to talk about, Joey? What else?
Talk about maybe some trade deadline rumors going forward, who the Eagles could be interested in. Or had one little report come out the other day.
Oh, we had a report, did we?
We did. SB Nation.
Yeah, we got a lot of reports. Eagles are going to get ready to do something. What is going on, everybody? How are you guys doing today? I'm trying to find it. Hold on. I don't know where the hell it went. All right, here we go. All right, we'll be right back.
Sonny, Joey, 500. Got some goats in the building. Get ready for a shakedown.
Prepare for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for it, man, y'all get it. My QB got swag, my wideout is award winning. This fly was fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown.
Here comes the
shakedown.
Let's go.
Yo, by the way, King Dingbat here. Welcome to the Philly Shakedown podcast.
Finally.
Forget that other stuff that happened beforehand. I don't know what that was. That was the government. That wasn't us. Joey, what's going on, man? How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Getting ready for Monday Night Football. We got a big weekend ahead of us, and definitely other games to watch as well, and things to watch out for with this team. How much are they going to get better on Monday night? And should be a challenge. So,
yeah, definitely, man. What is going on, everybody? Chris Scott is here. Big D's here. House Nelson, Clark, Jonas, Jeffrey, Texas Boy, Dallas Cowboys Stink is here. Nathan, Dominic, Daryl, B-Walk, Tony. I'm going through it as quick as I can. Joe Mariucci, Tortiville, Philly Wyman. What's going on, everybody? Chris Scott says, a member for 23 months. Thank you so much. He goes, hey, fellas, our last two games I thought would be close. This game, I think we win 31-17. I like it. And then we got another one from Philly Wyman, member for 2 months. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. He goes, what's up, 500? Can't wait for the Eagles Bucs. We're going 3-0 Monday night. Yes, we are. And I apologize for the intro. I just was I was getting ready for tomorrow's stream, and I was doing overlays, and I just put the wrong intro in, so that's my fault. That's on me. I apologize. Joey, it's just one of those days, man.
I know. I get it.
One of those days.
I get it.
It's like the Saturday when it's football season, the work week and the weekends to me are like, it's just one big blur, you know. But I'm looking forward to some games tomorrow. That Washington Buffalo game, and I know we'll talk about the East, but that Washington Buffalo game's a big game because I don't know what to make of Washington right now. Like, I'm not a believer. They should have lost to Arizona. They should have lost to Denver. But if they beat Buffalo, go to 3-0. They're for real. You got to give them credit, And Dallas game's going to be a blowout. So.
Who they got? Who the Dallas?
They got the worst team. They are playing the Cardinals. They got the worst. It's the worst team in the National Football League.
Yeah,
So
totally get it.
Yeah. And then as far as our Eagles go, I've been thinking a lot about this game. I kind of think the Eagles are going to beat them big, man. I kind of feel we're going to beat the crap out of this team on Monday night. Like I think it's going to be close for a while. But I'm not such a big believer in Tampa Bay and Baker Mayfield. There's no excuse for Baker Mayfield to ever beat you.
No, I think this is out of the two. Who they play? They played the Bears. They played the Vikings. And like the Bears are, and we know what they're doing with a lot of different stuff right now. And on Baker Mayfield, I got to say, and I think obviously the Philadelphia Eagles with the team that they're facing on Monday is the best team they're facing so far. Okay, by a mile. And from third down, I think Baker Mayfield is the number one quarterback on third down. I think completing 86, 87% of his passes on third down right now. Very good in the pocket. I didn't think, defense is not even getting up over 20 points a game right now in the last couple games. So it's not going to say much. I still think like have they faced the best talented team yet? Definitely not. I think, the Eagles could pull away and separate themselves a little bit, maybe in the late first half to the second half. So we'll see. But I think we can get this win. I do.
Yeah. Well, we do have some injuries to talk about. We got 2 Eagle players that are absolutely out. I don't know if you have the newest injury report, but I know Quez Watkins has been called out, and then Boston Scott is out with a concussion. So we're losing those 2 guys. The Quez Watkins one really disappoints me because, listen, I know a lot of people say, well, we don't use our third wide receiver anyways. Why is it important? Just the threat sometimes of having a certain player keeps defenses honest. And we don't have, he really was supposed to be a deep threat for us. I'm really been disappointed with the way things have gone this year for Quez Watkins. Now, I'm not blaming Quez Watkins specifically because injuries happen, but it's just, I was expecting more.
Yeah, it's a couple injuries for him, but at the same time, it's like even when Zacchaeus got into the last game on Thursday night against the Vikings, nothing really happened. I mean, they didn't even target him one time. So I know it's still early. Like, why isn't Dallas Goedert getting more touches? Why isn't the wide receiver 3 getting more touches? So I totally get it. But I think with Boston Scott being out, obviously you have to get a new kick returner. I mean, I think, I don't know, Greg Ward's going to be back there or something. They'll probably move up Greg Ward to the active roster. But interesting enough with DeAndre Swift and what they did at practice the other day, it looks like the rotation. Now, what Nick has been saying all week about the running back rotation, he said the hot hand all week. How many times do we hear that? We're going to go with the hot hand. No. You friggin' know who our best running back is in this rotation. Don't give me this bullshit on the hot hand. You know who the best running back is. So during practice the other day, they had some inside handoffs on rotation with the running backs with Jalen Hurts, and it looks like Swift was the first one. Then it was Gainwell. Then it was Penny. Then it was Scott. So, hoping to God Swift gets majority carries, not go crazy with them like they did, last week because you had a few injuries there, but, hopefully a big time. So we'll see.
Hey, do me a favor. Check the stream. See if you're limited in your monetization. I'm just curious. Ghost41, thank you for super chat. He goes, "What's up, guys? Hope you're doing well. Who do you think scores the first touchdown for us Monday? Fly, Eagles, fly." And this is also a reminder that Dallas sucks. They do stink. First touchdown, I'm going to say A.J. Brown. I think this is A.J. Brown's big game because, of everything that happened Thursday. I think he's been chomping at the bit to go out and shut people up who wanted, people wanted to trade him. People were pissed off at him. I think this is A.J. Brown's time to answer things.
Yeah, totally agree. I think it'll be. I mean, hopefully get Dallas Goedert more involved. I would like Dallas Goedert to get a touchdown. DeAndre Swift might have another one this week. Who knows? It might be a Jalen Hurts rushing touchdown in the end zone. So I think. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, I didn't mean to cut you off. My bad.
So Devontae Smith, I don't think is going to be 100% for this game. I know he is playing, but he was wearing a compression sleeve on his right leg, and it looks like he's been dealing with a thigh/ankle injury, I guess, this week. And just to let you guys know, Devontae Smith hasn't missed one game for the Eagles since he's been drafted either, so which is a great thing. So if Devontae Smith is 100%, we'll see how he is. And if they're not involving the wide receiver 3, I think, A.J. Brown is going to have something to prove. Not really something to prove, but, needs to definitely have a big game this game. So we'll see. Yeah.
Well, to go back real quick to what you were saying about how they were saying, they're going to go with the hot hand and
smoke screen
and the committee stuff. What I take that as code for is we're going back to Kenneth Gainwell. To me, that's what I take it. It's like you just don't want to say DeAndre Swift's the guy. So we're going back to Gainwell. So I'm really curious to see how many touches Swift gets. Now, he doesn't need 28 carries. I think that's too much. But, maybe 10 to 15 carries, another 5 to 10 passes. I think with the way Todd Bowles plays defense, they are going to bring pressure on Hurts. They are going to try to confuse Hurts. I think there are opportunities in the passing game to use the running back out of the backfield. Like, I think screen passes. I think wheel routes. I think those kind of things will be there,
Yeah, I totally agree. Somebody in the chat said it's crazy. Wait. Anthony Kramer says it's crazy how many people want an injury-prone running back as one and run him almost 30-plus times. Who said we're going to run him 30 times? The only reason it was fine that they ran him 28 times in that last game, against the Vikings, was because he didn't play the first. He barely did anything the first game. He had one rushing attempt the first game.
Well, let's be honest here. Let's keep it real. What running back here is injury prone on this roster? Kenneth Gainwell's already missed a game. Penny has never stayed healthy. Swift,
right?
And Boston Scott's out with a concussion. Who's not the injury prone back?
Right.
Listen, they're not going to run it 30 times a game. They're not even going to run 28 times. But you had to in that game because it was working, And if it continues to work, I have no problem rotating those guys in. If they really rotate them in, I'm okay with it. But just don't go back to Gainwell and ignore DeAndre Swift.
True.
That's the thing that I don't want to see. I think. Listen, everybody's talking about Tampa. Tampa beat a crappy Chicago team. I'm sorry, but Chicago's offense stinks. All right, so anybody's going to look good after playing them. If you go back to week 1, Tampa, Minnesota lit them up in the air, through the air. You could throw on Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You can throw on them. And I think the Eagles, that's where they're going to beat them. But I do think and expect them to try to confuse Hurts. I think Bowles is going to bring pressure and try to disguise pressure and try to confuse him. But I do think there will be opportunities in the passing game, especially. So I don't see this game as a 28 carry game for any running back. I think this is going to be more passes. But I do think the running back, especially DeAndre Swift, out of the backfield in the receiving game can really take advantage of Tampa. Vita Vea is questionable.
Pectoral. Yeah.
Yeah. Devin White is questionable, and he has a groin, and they're saying they think he'll play. But, dude, when you have a groin injury, if you can't go sideline to sideline full speed, that is one of the injuries that can re-aggravate, very high risk of re-aggravating it. So we'll see. That really may affect them,
Yeah, agreed. Totally agree.
So I think this is a game where the Eagles' passing game gets going. I think this is a get-right game in the passing game because I think you can beat Tampa Bay that way. I really do.
Yeah, and Kelsey has had a hard time with Vita Vea as well. Even in 21, he had a hard time with him in that wild card game because we faced Tampa, I think, twice that year and didn't really do too well. So hopefully the offensive line's healthy, which is good. At least the offensive line's a lot more healthy now. Hopefully the offensive line gels a little bit better this week. I just think it's, I think there's just I kind of looked back on everything and I said, look, like if the offense looks very bland right now, it's because of a few reasons. I think obviously the offseason with not having enough time with a new coordinator. I mean, if you had Steichen here, it probably, they probably would have done the same game plan when it comes to how many, how many games these players are going to play in preseason. But not having enough time with the new coordinator has definitely affected this team. Having a short week, the first week is the worst time to have a short week. I mean, it's the worst. I mean, really, at the end of the day, it's pretty bad. And I think both teams definitely struggled that night with a lot of things. So, we just get better every week. That's all.
JP Gunny says, Jalen regressing or is Brian Johnson bad at play calling? They both have 9-11 starters from last season. How can you not figure this out for offense? Well, I think they are figuring it out. It's like Joey said, you come out week 1, you don't play the whole preseason, right? Not only you don't play the whole preseason, you have the least amount of OTAs like out of any team in the league. So you don't play it all. You come out and it's bad weather, it's pouring rain, and then you play that game, and then you have literally to start getting ready for Minnesota right away. So I don't know how much time they had a chance. I think this game will tell us a whole lot more. And I actually thought that the rust started coming off in that second half. I thought they started settling down. I think a lot of it had to do with the run game, and they tired Minnesota's defense out. But I think and expect them to be a lot better on offense this week. I do.
Yeah.
Fuzz from Australia, David Super Chat. He goes, "Hey guys, hope you are doing well. You can't sign players to your team and be afraid of using them because they may get injured. This is the NFL. The best players need to play as much as possible." I completely 100,000% agree with you. You have to play these guys. You can't be scared. I agree.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I don't know what that means. The media hyping up the Cowgirls, and they literally played Zach Wilson, Daniel Jones, and now they want to play third. So they've played literally nobody. They've gotten huge breaks, and the Dallas Cowboy fans expect everybody to bend the knee right after week 2. Totally not doing it. You know what I mean?
And as we say every week, like the team could change overnight. Trayvon Diggs, it's unfortunate, with the ACL injury. Not even
of course.
Ben DiNucci actually tweeted out like at the injury and said, "This is what happens when you play, when you do these one-on-ones. I guess the Cowboys practices are extra. I guess they do a lot during these practices during the week, and that's what could happen to players. It's unfortunate. You would think it would happen in a game, but when it happens at practice, it's even worse. So the rosters could change. Look how many injuries there are. I mean, what I'm afraid of, Philly, and look, knock on wood, because the Monday night games have become the Monday night curse now, because look what happened last Monday night. All the amount of from the four teams that played last Monday, all the injuries that happened. I mean, it's crazy, dude. It's nuts. Yeah. This team needs to stay healthy. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, we're getting some guys back. We're getting Blankenship back. We're getting Bradbury back. Who else are we getting back this week? We're getting I can't think of it. Cunningham's
Gainwell.
Play. Gainwell's coming back. So we are getting guys back, and I like I said, I expect I expect the offense to look a lot better this week. And if they don't, I'm still not going to start panicking. When we get to week 7, week 8, then we can start saying, okay, what's going on? But right now, it's too hard to know. But when it comes to Tampa, I mean, Tampa's got an aggressive defense. They got a good defense, especially, they're pretty good against the run. So I think that you're going to have to beat them through the air. I think you're going to have to beat them with your arm. And I think the Eagles are set up to do that. I really think A.J. Brown's going to have a big game. I do.
Yeah, I totally. I think Hassan Reddick is gonna build up right now. And I think there's a big question for Hassan Reddick too, because is he fully healed from this? Is he wearing like a splint on his thumb, or 2 of his like fingers connected to each other with a splint, or taped up, or does he have an issue with hand placement? Because like I said, the first couple games last year, Reddick didn't have a sack. He was using a lot of pass coverage early in the season last year, but could there be somewhat of a problem with him, and from this ligament surgery to his thumb? Is there an issue with that right now?
I really think that when I went back, I did a video on Reddit the other day, and I went back and I looked the last few years. And if you just watch by month, his statistics, he's very streaky. Like, he'll go a month with like 1 sack, a half a sack, and then he'll have a month where he has 6 or 7 sacks.
Yeah, right.
It's like, it's interesting. Last year, he had 1.5 sacks the month of September. He had no sacks versus Detroit and no sacks versus Minnesota.
True.
Against Washington, he had 1.5 sacks. Then in October, he had like 6 sacks. And whatever, he basically went into week 10. From week 10 to week 17, he had 10.5 sacks. So I just think he's streaky. I think that, I expect Reddick to get it going. I think tomorrow's a perfect game for him to get that going, because I do think you can put pressure on Mayfield. I do think Mayfield will turn the ball over, and I do think that line is susceptible. So I think Reddick gets it going tomorrow. I think A.J. Brown gets right tomorrow. And I think when we come out of this game, I think we're all going to feel pretty good.
Hopefully, yeah.
But, I mean, just a lot of people panic, over 2 weeks. It's just 2 weeks of the NFL. You can't tell anything right now. Okay, there are a lot of teams that are really good that are not playing good in September that will be playing great in December and January. It's just a different ballpark, Only one team can win a Super Bowl in September, and that's the Dallas Cowboys, and they win it every year. They're the only team that thinks that they can win in September. And they get a break. I mean, they get the biggest breaks. You got Giants the first week. They couldn't pick their nose for 6 quarters. They didn't know what was going on. And then you get Jets with Zach Wilson. And then you get the Arizona Cardinals this week. Dude, I mean, that's talk about give me first 3 weeks of the season. I mean, what a break.
True.
I mean, New England, not a great team. I think it's an average team, but they got a decent defense. And then you have Minnesota has a decent offense, and that was a short week. So we're 2-0. We struggled. And I think the Eagles are going to have a bigger game this week. I do. I think it's going to be a good game for us.
Yeah, I agree.
Donnie, what's going on? How are you? Red, who says, I think it's going to be Carter and Sweat to get it going for us. Defense and offense, probably Swift. Could be interesting. That could be. I mean, I think Jalen Carter has looked fantastic. I saw this thing on Twitter where somebody posted that Jordan Davis's stats for this year and tried to say he was a bust. And they tried to say he was a bust because of the first 2 years. It's like, dude, Jordan Davis has been absolutely fantastic so far this season. I don't know what they're talking about.
I don't think anybody realized that he would become a good pass rusher going into his second year. I don't think a lot of people didn't expect that. I didn't expect it too much. I expect he was going to be better against the run this year, and he was going to kind of build off that, have a motor, not run out of gas so easily like he did last season. And obviously staying healthy is the number one thing. But I mean, if you're both your DTs, you got 2 first-round DTs the past couple of years, and they look like that right now. The trenches look really good for the future. No joke.
They do. Absolutely. Joe says the best part of Monday night Eagles game is Sunday is Red Zone for 7 hours and be joining the boys, Philly and Joey, and their podcast and Big Bowl of Chili. Doesn't get any better. There you go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
Red
good
Zone
to me.
Tomorrow for a lot. I won't do the Red Zone. I'll have the Washington game on. And then I'll have the Dallas game on, unfortunately. That's a blowout. Fabio Davis Super Chat goes, is it me or does the Cowgirls defense go off sides? Like every play. Dude, there's no team that gets away with penalties like the Dallas Cowboys. Dan Kelly, Green Burrito, member for 28 months. Thank you so much. He goes, Seth Joyner said J-Jaw couldn't play dead. He's right. I mean, it was a horrible pick. Let's just be honest. JH, thank you for Super Chat, my man. He goes, love analysis, but everyone needs to relax and enjoy the season. We got spoiled last year, but we are still a great team. Love you. Also, Joey, can you tell my wife to come back home? Miss her cooking. He's hungry. Isn't it just been like hamburger day or something?
Yeah,
they
I
had
don't know.
like sale hamburgers or something?
Yeah,
Joey, that's a no, by the way. You're going to have to cook your own food. Will Sports Hub says, stop watching Dallas games, Philly. Not happening, dude. I stream. Listen, I don't know how some people think. Like, why do you watch the Cowboys game? Why do you watch Washington game? Why do you watch the Giants? I watch all our rivals. I watch our division very, very closely. That's what you have to do when you're an Eagle fan. You got to watch all the games. Philly 500. I live in Jacksonville, Florida. I got my ticket to the game. I'm excited to sports the Eagles of Florida.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So that's probably what, like a 2-3 hour ride to Tampa? That's going to be fun. Villa is a rock on that defense. If he's not right, we'll be fine. Well, he's injured. They're pretty good against the run. They do a good job against the run. So, that might be hard for us. But then again, they haven't seen the offensive line this year like our offensive line. So,
right.
I think I think this team can run on anybody anytime that they want to. So we'll see. I'm hoping Cam Jurgens looks a little better this week.
Yeah, 100%.
James, a member for 23 months. Shout out to you. Goes up, Philly. How's your day? Cowboys for life. Pound Parsons, pound defensive player of the year.
Pause.
We'll see. Pause. Right. Dan Kelly Green Burrito says, I think we should stick with Goodrich. He got better as the game went on. What are your thoughts about the slot and everything going on?
The nickel spot is I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they've. I mean, look, they worked out William Jackson III for outside corner depth, but they haven't signed him. I mean, they're trying to look for more. I mean, we already have 7 corners as it is right now. Well, really 6 because we lost McPherson and maybe 5 because we lost Maddox. So, I mean, we need some more depth there, but I don't know what they're doing. I mean, from what we've seen in training camp till now, I mean, Bradbury has played more nickel. I don't know if they brought – there were some interesting ones too. And I think Sidney Brown's another player that we got to find that hybrid player here. Now, Sidney Brown has played 177 snaps at Illinois at the nickel spot. And I don't know why they haven't cross-trained a lot of guys. I think that hybrid piece is what we're missing here since, we didn't re-sign Chauncey and – it's tough because I feel like you have some depth at safety. And Justin Evans isn't horrible. I think, I don't think he played as bad. There's some missed assignments here and there, but not too bad. But I think I really liked what we got out of Job on the outside, to be honest with you. And I really, and Goodrich, had some issues with bigger tight ends, bigger receivers. I think he'll have an issue one-on-one tackling in space. He's had some issues. So, do they like Goodrich enough? They're going to keep him, or are they going to shadow Bradbury on Godwin this week? Like, that's going to be the question. I don't know what.
Here's what I would put Bradbury on Evans because I think he does better with bigger guys, and I would put Slay on Godwin because of speed. But I don't know that he will do that. I don't think that they'll do that. What I'm really hoping is that we'll see a little more man, a little more press up on the line with those receivers, because I can tell you this, Baker Mayfield's going to be trying to get rid of that ball in 2 seconds. Every team is going to keep trying to get rid of the ball as quick as possible so that they don't have to whatchamacallit. That's what they're going to do. And I think you need a little more man coverage. I think you need a little more pressing up at the line. Because listen, I don't think Mayfield's going to be hold on that ball long enough to send Evans deep all the time without that pass rush getting there, dude. Right. I really do. As far as the slot goes, I don't know what the answer is. I know that I don't want to see Bradbury in the slot. I don't want to create two more problems. So if they want to give Goodrich, if they want to give him first dibs at it, so be it. But teams are going to attack the middle of the field. That's where they're going to be attacking you. Let's see here. Why you put the Steelers on the radio on Sunday night? I believe they should be put on Eagles Buccaneers. I don't even know. I have no idea. I just wish they didn't have 2 Monday night games on. Yeah. USMC Vet says nope. Start Eli Ricks outside and move Goodrich to the slot. You're gonna put Ricks on the outside, and what are you gonna do with Bradbury?
Yeah, right.
I don't know. Nathan says, I would love to see more man press. I guarantee the D-line edge get home more. I agree. I think that was a big problem for the defenses. A lot of times they're 8 yards off. And then, they're just getting rid of the ball as soon as possible. So if you can just get the quarterback to hold a little longer, I think guys like Reddick, Sweat, I think they'll start getting through. And I think the thing with Mayfield is I look at Mayfield like a turnover machine. If you just get pressure on him, you don't let him get into rhythm. I think he could be a turnover machine.
Yeah.
Marcel says move Bradbury to slot and put Eli Ricks on the outside. But don't you worry that creates possibly 2 issues? Like, what if Eli Ricks as a rookie is not playing well? I think why not keep Bradbury and Slay on the outside? Know that you have that secure, and then just try to find somebody that could go into the slot.
Right.
You're right. If you had Chauncey Gardner-Johnson and he was healthy still, there's your slot corner.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really have that. See, I would put Bradbury on Evans. and I would let Slay. I believe Bradbury does well against bigger physical receivers. And I think Slay does better against speed guys.
Yeah, I agree. We'll see what they do.
Just Colorado got hammered in Oregon. I watched the first half of that game. Well, I was doing other things, but I was watching. They were killing them. Let's see. Broad Street Sports Podcast. Yo, what's up, guys? How are you feeling about Monday? I feel great. I absolutely feel great about Monday. I think the Eagles are going to have a big game. I think it'll be close first half, but I do think the Eagles win that game. I think the Bucs will come out. They'll be all pumped up. They'll be all, Rondé Barber Day, and they'll be showing that.
Oh God, I forgot.
That's the one thing that pisses me off. Like I hate that whole Rondé Barber thing's going down while we're there. I find it insulting, actually. Like I'm insulted by it.
But other things are circulating too is from I think the news is popping back up again all over the place with that corner coach that said that Jalen Hurts can't read defenses, and that was back when the mic'd up moments on the Tampa sideline, that wild card game. I don't know if it was I think it was the wild card game, not the game we played earlier. So I think the news is going to get out there.
Which one are you talking about?
The Tampa had a mic'd up video on the wild card game against us in 21. And the corner coach said to the players that Jalen can't read the defense. He can't read. He can't read the defense.
Right.
So
yeah. Well, hopefully Jalen is. Hopefully that'll be something he mentions after he lights them up this week. Nathan Hoffman says, "I looked up Chin. Finally, yeah, okay, but are they really going to deal with him? We'll see.
They keep losing. They're 0-2 right now. They could deal him.
He's in the last year of his contract. Apparently, it's not given that they want to even bring him back for a long-term contract. So he may be the total type of guy the Eagles get at the last year of a contract, let him come in. They might not sign him long-term. They just may use him as a bridge until they feel Brown is ready. But, you figure the Eagles, right? And then you have their coach, Frank Reich, has connections to the Eagles. It might work out. It might.
Yeah, I mean, Bryce Young hasn't. I don't think he's playing the next couple of weeks. He's out for this game. They haven't had a starting quarterback the past couple of weeks. So, they're 0-2. They could. I think they have Seattle. They have some tough teams ahead. I mean, the more they lose, it could guarantee maybe a trade if Howie does call. I mean, I think Howie Rosewood is still searching. I think it's going to be a wait and see approach how this defense is going to step up the next few weeks. Like if we we don't get Nakobe Dean back at linebacker for a few weeks, and to see how this nickel spot is going to turn out could be a future move for the Eagles later. So you never know.
Yeah. Well, here's the way I look at it too. They wanted Chin. It was down to either Jalen Hurts or Jeremy Chin. So we already know that a lot of the scouts, a lot of the people on that team really liked him already. So that's why I think it's possible. So we'll see. I forgot what the hell I was going to say. I had something else to say, but I can't remember what the hell it was. Damn it. I hate when that happens. Also, I will say this, though. Did you find it interesting the Buda Baker rumors this week? Literally in one day, on the same day, we had a report saying the Cardinals have no interest in trading him. And then we get another report that it's close and the Eagles are working.
Yeah.
Him. It's like, you don't even know what to believe anymore. It's crazy. I think Buda Baker might get traded, right? I personally think Jonathan Gannon will not trade with the Eagles. I think there's bad blood between the Eagles and Cardinals that nobody talks about from what happened, and I would be surprised if they do that.
Yeah, I mean, there's moves like Isaiah Simmons, who I think would have been a perfect trade package for the Eagles for a 6th, 7th round pick, whatever it was that went to the Giants. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it might not be up to Jonathan Gannon. I don't know. He's not the GM. So, I mean, the Eagles have good relations with the Cardinals. Who knows behind the scenes? But just because Gannon's there, is it going to ruin that much? I don't know. But we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. Philly says, is Nolan Smith hurt? No. They just haven't really used Nolan Smith at all. He hasn't really been saw the field. That's what I mean. Sometimes I just think they want to use the veteran players that they're too slow to get the guys out there that may not have as much experience, but may have way more upside. Like me personally, why not just give Sidney Brown the reps? Let him make the mistakes, go out there, but he's probably more talented than the other safeties you have. Let him play. To me, I say let him play.
Yeah, 14 snaps in 2 weeks or 13, whatever it is. But it's not good. I don't know why.
Yeah. I've also heard this name Terrace Marshall come up too, as a possible guy the Eagles could trade for. 6'3", listen, he's got some speed. We'll see. It's going to be interesting if they get Oz involved. Has Oz even had a pass yet? Like,
no,
has he even caught a ball yet? I don't think so, right?
Do not think so.
Victor says, I once the Eagles start to tag a Baker Mayfield, this game is ours. We just need to hit him. I think so too. I think if you can hit him, if you can make him throw the ball before he wants, Baker Mayfield will make big mistakes. He just will, Let's see. Put Evans in the slot and start Brown. Now that's something I think Evans was getting some work in the slot this week at practice. So they may very well put Evans in the slot.
Hopefully. He's played in the past. So.
Yeah. JJ Rockfilly says, AJ Brown 130-yard game incoming. Yeah, I'm with you. I got 145 yards. 145 yards, 8 catches, $145 and a touchdown. That's what I say. I say Hassan Reddick has 2 sacks this game.
Hopefully, man.
Yeah. Let's see here. Philly is scared of the Bucs. Oh, God.
We're scared every week.
Yeah, every week we're scared. Every week we're done. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Dallas is just getting break after break. T-Puff says, Joey, we streaming Massacre tonight?
Yes, we are. We are.
What the hell is Massacre?
It's my horror channel. That's why. It's my other channel. It's my horror channel.
A video game or is it a movie?
No. I do like videos on horror, like slasher movies and trailers and fan films and a bunch of stuff.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. When's The Exorcist coming out?
The 4th of October or the 6th, or very early October. I forgot between the 4th to the 6th. I forgot what date it is, but definitely I'm seeing Saw X this week. I mean next week. Be pretty excited. Got it.
I've not watched any of those. Lon says Philly is Renfro coming to Philly. His name gets floated around. I think he's a possible, a possible target. Question is how long is Quez Watkins going to be out? He missed all preseason. He was hurt. He's still hurt. And if you get no production from Oz, I do think a wide receiver is something you got to think about, man. I do.
Yeah, how long has this Renfro thing been going on for? Like, is he even playing well right now?
I haven't watched the Raiders at all yet, to be honest with you. What? Philly, ain't you supposed to be eating cheesesteaks by now? Hell no. What do you mean, cheesesteaks? I ain't eating no cheesesteak. I lost 17.5 pounds. Thank you very much. I've not eaten any cheesesteaks. Where am I going to eat a cheesesteak around here anyways? It's like, really? Come on. Reverend Bebop says, what up, fellas? This Monday, the Birds are going to show drastic improvement. I can feel it. I can feel it, too. I think the Eagles are going to win. I think the Eagles win 31-21. That's about what I think.
That sounds fair to me, yeah. Start to separate.
Yeah. Jonas says, I'm insulted by the Bucs. I remember that pick. It was the last game. Yeah, I mean, the fact that they do the Barber thing on Philly night when they play the Eagles is a complete and utter insult to me. It's an insult. They're trying to take a shot at us because of that play. And I bet you that Monday night will keep showing the stupid play of him intercepting the last game at the Vet. Oh God, I hated that. Yeah, Landry is a free agent. I think he wants $20 million a year or something like that.
God, he's waited this long.
Crazy with that. What about Sidney Brown? I haven't heard about Sidney Brown being able to play in a slot. I think they want him at safety. I think they're going to keep him at safety. So I don't expect.
I don't think they're going to take a brand new guy that's never played nickel unless there's someone out there that has played. We talked about Justin Evans. And yeah, I mean, Sidney Brown hasn't been cross-trained at all this training camp. I don't think he has. I don't think he has at all. I don't think they're going to have the balls to really train somebody for this week, brand new position that's never played the position. I think that's a little too much, but
yeah.
Let's see.
Rogue says, with Smith's hamstring, I think Dallas Goedert and AJ Brown will ball out. What if Devontae Smith goes out there and has 170 yards catching? Then what? Then what are people going to do? When's my man Devontae Smith going to get the credit he deserves for being a top 5 wide receiver? That's what I want to know, because my man he's awesome. Remember, everybody said Devontae Smith won't make it 5 games in the NFL. Guy hasn't missed 1 game his whole career.
That's what everybody said. That's what everybody said. I know.
Yeah. Yep. Philadelphia Dogs is fire. Yes. Jay So Cool says we do need secondary and linebacker help. We need another wide receiver 3. We might need another wide receiver 3. Here's the thing. I'll say this. I think the Eagles' biggest position of need is linebacker. I still think they need another linebacker. Safety is a second, and then wide receiver. However, I don't think the Eagles will spend resources on a linebacker. I think they'll do a safety way before a linebacker.
Yeah, I think so too.
My opinion.
Yeah, with Dean coming back, I don't think. I mean, we just have to make sure that none of these other linebackers get hurt now, because Rashaan Evans is not on the roster anymore. When we signed him for less than a week, and he backed out of his practice squad contract because he had interest from other teams. So now you're back to square one with no depth at linebacker. So we have to be very careful there.
Yeah. Renard says when he becomes a top 5 wide receiver, buddy, he's already there. He's already there. It's just you all are way behind. He's already there.
Swift is already 3rd in rushing right now, just from 1 game.
Yeah.
3rd in rushing from 1 game.
From 1 game. Philly, what made you move Philly to California? I had to go see about a girl. Nathan says, to be honest, trying out 4 guys at slot is good news. That's a lot of in the house to choose from. Not ideal, but not that bad. I agree. I mean, we're going to see how it goes. The next few weeks will be interesting. So the Eagles have the Buccaneers, and then they have Washington. That Washington game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if Washington beats Buffalo, that's a 3-0 team coming in. That's going to be a tough game. It always is, Smith is already better than CeeDee Lamb. I don't even know why that's even I don't even know how anybody could even question that. Rogue says, I love Smith since Alabama. I just want him to take it easy so he can ball out the rest of the year. Oh, I get it. But, I mean, I don't know how bad his tightness and his hamstring. I don't know how bad it is. But if he can go out there and play, I think he'll be fine. We'll see. Yeah, I was, and now I have kids. I watch all NFL games I can. Me too. I do too. T-Puff, yes. So you cannot convince. I could not convince. No, couldn't. Nick's Brian Johnson, whoever is calling the offensive plays, they need to use the best O-line and run it down their throat. Wear down the Bucs defense, and the game is over by the start of the 4th. Yeah, we'll see. I really think I think I think Tampa. I think you run on Tampa in the second half more than the first half. I think they're going to come out throwing, dude. I think the Eagles are going to come out throwing this week. I really do.
Yeah, and I know that Hurts got a lot of crap last week for, Hurts was like, the main thing's the main thing. We won the football game in a specific way. And to be honest, if there's a game where Hurts barely has any pressure on him and he could just run the football all day and it's working, and that's why Nick kind of just stayed, continued with it last week. The only question I have is, how are they going to are they changing the identity of this team? Are they going to work through the run game and then kind of ease Jalen Hurts to the pass? Because I think we really need to get the pass game going. I don't think they should change their identity. I think it really should go through both of these starting receivers and Dallas Goedert. I think it's a smart thing to do. And Brian Johnson's just got to get this guy in the rhythm, man. It's got to happen soon. Hopefully it does Monday night. See?
I think it will. Philly Special Show, what's going on, man? How are you? He goes, what's up, fellas? Can't wait for Monday Night Football. Yes, me too, my friend.
Oh yeah,
How are you doing, man? Shout out to him.
definitely.
I agree. We got 630 people in the chat. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you do, hit that like, make sure you subscribe. We appreciate it. We'll be doing a post-game Monday, so look for that. It should be interesting. Gebhardt says, D-Gun talked to Eagles coaches about Nolan Smith. They said his time will come. He's just not there yet. Yeah, I'm sure. You know,
What is Derek Barnett doing?
Oh, well, that's a whole nother issue. Derek Barnett's having a breakout year, right? I mean, this is what I was told by the Derek Barnett fans. How many sacks does he have? Well, 0. He has 0 sacks. Not Derek Barnett. Derek Barnett is a first-round pick. He's a premier pass rusher. He tied Reggie White.
Yeah, he's got 1 tackle for loss. That is it. That's all he has.
He stinks. Pizzal, David Super Chat goes, how many games do you think Goodrich will get? I mean, I don't know. We'll start with 1. I mean, if he gets destroyed, I don't think he's got a lot of room to mess up. You know. That's Nick's MO, is using pass to get the running game going. I love it, but the running game is lethal. But seriously, just win, baby. Yeah, it is lethal. But the question is after a week of getting ready to play the Eagles, how much is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to be determined to stop that run? I think they're going to be looking for it a lot more, and they're much better against the run than Minnesota. So I think play action may work really well in this game, especially early, because I think they're going to look for that run.
I think you need someone on some of these cross routes too. We need to work middle of the field as well, especially if Devin White has a groin right now and he's not going to be 100% running sideline to sideline. I think you can take advantage of that. Even getting the running backs into the passing game too, which we haven't really seen, because I think Brian Johnson's really trying to figure it out. I mean, you can still have Gainwell in the game, and then if you don't really have trust in your wide receiver 3, you could line up Swift anywhere you want and just gunsling it.
Well, I mean, we're going to see. I actually think Swift's going to – I think this is where you unleash the passing game and Swift in the passing game. I think especially when they're bringing blitzes, I think there's going to be opportunities for screen passes out of the backfield to the running back. I think you're going to have some wheel route opportunities. So I could see Swift having somewhere like 12, 13 carries, 60, 70 yards, and then 5-6 catches for 50 or 60 yards. I could see something like that this week,
Yeah.
Your boy Roy says, A.J. Brown and the rest of the Eagles receivers need to have a great game on Monday night. I think it'll be harder to run on their D-line than we all I think so too. I think especially early. But I do think that the passing game, I expect the passing game to be much better. They've had basically 10 days to kind of go back and look at the first 2 games, look at what the defenses were doing, and kind of get things right. So I think they'll be much better. I think they'll be much better in the passing game this week. I do.
Yeah,
I expect Jalen Hurts to have a big game on Monday night. I think he's going to throw 2-3 touchdowns. I think he's going to throw close to 300 yards, and I think we're all going to feel much better after this week. I think this is the get right game,
Yeah, this and get rid of some of these plays that seem to never work. Like, you saw like even last week or even last Thursday night when they were on the Vikings 40-45, it's 3rd and long, and they do a design QB run, which they need to stop getting Hurts hit. Yeah. It's way too much the past couple of weeks. Too much. Yeah, the screen passes have got to stop. They did play action on first down, I think, every single series, and I think the Vikings weren't even phased by it. So there's some things they're making it look too easy. They're giving it up a little bit here and there, but
play action only works, and I don't understand coaches. Play action only works when there's a threat of a running game. If they know you're not going to run, then why are they going to bite on the play action? Like play action to me works much better after the game they just had than especially early when they're looking for the run. But if they're not even worried about you running the ball, then they're not going to bite on the play action. Roger says, something tells me Smitty has another big game. It would not surprise me It would not surprise me. He is that good. Radiation Boss, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, if Howell plays decent, Washington can be a problem. Washington always gives us, and Dallas fits, even with poor quarterback play. We have to take it for whatever reason. Washington always seems to give us problems. They do, even when they don't have a good quarterback. They do. It's so true, especially to me. It always seems like it's more in Philly that they give us problems. But Washington should have lost to Arizona. They blew the game, and then I think even Denver might have blown it. So Washington, we're going to get to see, and that's why I really want to watch that game, because I think that's a good test for Washington. If Washington beats Buffalo, then we got them up next, and they're a real deal. They've got a lot of talent. Their defensive line is really, really good. Yeah, I mean, they got a really good defensive line, and they've been playing really well. So, yeah, they could be a real deal. But I don't know what to I don't know what to think of how. I just don't know at this point. Felix Torres, David Super Chat, who's punting for us? Braden Mann, our new
Thank
punter.
God.
Are you happy about this change?
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, I think, definitely this week, you're going to have him holding the ball for Jake Elliott on some of these kicks. So I hope they practiced enough and Jake Elliott is comfortable, because Jake Elliott's having a fantastic year this year. Kicking is really saving us, at times. So
I don't know what Jersey Dolphins is talking about. I think here's Joey. We miss you at Krispy Kreme, bro. Come home, man. What the hell is he talking about?
I have no idea what that means.
I don't like Krispy Kreme.
I don't either.
I think they stink. Every time I've ever gone to Krispy, they never have anything. They're always out of everything. I like Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
Philly Joey, love both your channels. Do you agree Jalen circled this game on his calendar? I expect him to ball out Monday night, flag was fly. I haven't really thought about that, Mark. Do you think this game has any more significance for Jalen, being that the playoff game we lost, and then everything that was called on the hot mic about them saying Jalen couldn't read a defense and things like that? Do you think he wants to get revenge on these guys?
I think there's always, with any player, I think there's always a little bit of, a little bit of fire in these games where you didn't play a certain team the best the last time you faced them. Now, obviously 2 years later, a different quarterback now. He's a lot different. The team is a lot more different now. I think there's always a little something there. I don't think he's going to make that the main focus, but I think it's definitely drives him a little bit, but I don't think it's the main focus. But it's definitely there, though. The news is coming out, so.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting. Dank Kelly Green Burrito says, Carter and Davis reminds me of Allen and Payne. Both first-round picks from the same school. I would say on a better level, because I think Carter has the opportunity to be the best defensive tackle by a long shot. And Jordan Davis, I think, could be a Pro Bowler. So, I mean, I think the Eagles have something special with those two guys. I really do. I don't know how bad Jordan Davis's ankle is, though. Hopefully it's not too bad. The one thing, speaking of Tampa's offense, which we haven't talked a lot about, like the guy that scares me obviously is Mike Evans. Even Godwin, because he plays in the slot. So that they scare me, but I'm not really scared about Tampa's run game. Rashad White does not scare me. Their run game does not scare me. Their offensive line does not scare me, at all.
Yeah. No. I think as offensive line wise, I know their original center. I think their original star. I forgot his name. I had his name down, but I know he got put on IR in late August due to complications with knee surgery or something. So they put him on the IR. I know that Mach, I think his name is, the right guard. I don't even know if he's playing this week or he's not playing 100. He's not going to be at 100% in this game either. So we'll see.
Yeah. Damn, John Doe. This John Doe mother humper. I tried to
again, huh?
I unhit him off my channel.
Oh, dude, take.
I was speaking to maybe he would learn, and it's like day one.
They're gonna throttle you for this.
Suck these nuts, Dave, or Super Chat for saying that.
No, the profile picture. You look at the profile picture.
Oh, God damn it.
I told you. I said, look at the picture.
I didn't look at the picture. I never look at the picture. I just click on the thing. Dumbasses. Well, just block him. Get him out of here. I don't even want to do
that's totally.
Yeah, he's got to go.
Bye.
Yeah, what an asshole. I didn't look at the picture. I didn't see the picture. I always look at the words, and then I look at the picture. It's like these people always trying to get me. Michael Goldberg, David Super Chat, why not Renfro? I think Renfro's an option. Absolutely. No question about it. I think he's a potential option as a third wide receiver. The question is what do you have in Oz? We haven't even had the opportunity to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like everyone's talking about wide receiver 3, but we haven't seen what we had at wide receiver 3. It doesn't mean that these guys aren't getting open. We know that Hurts has been missing some targets here and there the past couple weeks. Like I don't think we gave this wide receiver 3 position the opportunity to show what they really have. So I'm fine with what we have right now. I'd like to see Zacchaeus do something. I mean, just to see what we have.
Yeah. Cole's Cowboy says the Eagles will win the Super Bowl. That can't be the real Cole Cowboy. That can't be the real Cole's Cowboy. He must be on drugs.
Yeah, his picture looks like he is.
Yeah. What? John Doe is Christopher Reeves. How do you know that? Are you sure?
Who's Chris? Who's that?
I don't know. It's just a guy that comes in. Chris says, have you seen Nun 2? It was okay. Really want to see Saul X Exorcist? I have no idea what they're talking about.
Nun 2 is the new Nun movie. I don't know if you know the Nun movies.
I never heard.
Jesus,
Is that with
Philly.
Goldberg?
No, not Sister Act.
Oh.
God.
That's the only one I know.
Fucking Whoopi Goldberg.
Well, that was the only Nun movie I know of.
I get it.
No. I think the chances that Howie trades for something is very, very likely. Rogue says, it would be awesome if Howie traded for Mike Evans tomorrow so he could play for us. Yeah, that wouldn't happen. I do think Howie's going to make a move, though. I do expect it to happen. You know what I mean?
Nah, I think they're always active during this before the trade deadline. Always are. You know, we'll see in the next few weeks. I think it'll take a couple weeks. To see.
I see what Cole's Cowboys doing. I see what he's doing. He's trying to pull what I pulled last week. The sarcasm. Got it. I got it. Yeah, he's just trolling. I asked Joey this yesterday about Philly 500. What do you hope to see Monday night? Pain. Lots of pain. I want to see a lot of legless Buccaneers running around with their little nubs. That's what I want to see. Yeah. I mean, what I really would like to see, you know, is I want to see Jalen Hurts get in a rhythm. I want to see the offense get into a rhythm, start to, you know, get a little sharper than they have been, and kind of get going. And so, you know, to me, that's the most important thing that I want to see, you know?
Yeah, same here. I'm like worried about the offense more than the defense, not in a negative way, but I really want this offense to get going and get everybody involved. And that's it, really.
Yeah. Mark G says, hey, Philly Joey, was watching the Florida State Clemson game. Jeremiah Trotter's son was killing it on defense. Love to see him follow in his father's footsteps and wear Eagles green with it. Yeah, well, I could tell you right now, I am probably going to be pushing this in the off season like absolutely nuts. Talking about getting him, we got to draft him. I'm probably going to do that because you're going to need a linebacker, you know. Your boy Roy says, who do you want more, Jeremy Chin or Buda Baker? I personally say Chin. I think he fits better with our DBs. I would say Chin because he's younger. I would say Chin because he's younger, but it would really depend on, like, would you lose Chin after 1 year or would you not? That, to me, would be the thing, you know?
And I think Chin just has more value for what we need. Like I think we missed out on guys like Frank Clark as a free agent the past couple of seasons. We missed out on him that could play safety and cornerback. Like I feel like we still need that hybrid guy. Like Buddha only covers one position, and I feel like you could do a lot more with Chin, for years if they want to extend him. So
Vic says Jeremiah Trotter Jr. has coming to Philly 500. Oh, the draft 54 hats. Let's get it going, Joey. Draft 54. That's it. 500 and Joey, who is your MVP Monday night on defense and on offense? I'm going to say Jalen Hurts MVP on offense Monday night. Defense, I'm going to go with Hassan Reddick. I think Hassan Reddick is going to get 2 sacks. Those are my guys.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'll say Jalen Hurts definitely will have a big passing game. I don't know defensively. I don't know. I think Slay might make a couple plays on Saturday. We'll see. Maybe a couple picks on Saturday. Defense gets at it. We'll see.
Yeah. Donnie says Jalen Carter 2 sacks. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Did Jalen Carter play less snaps? I heard he played less snaps on Thursday night, and he actually played better than he did the first game. I mean, he's got 10 hurries? I think he's third in pressures this year. I think he's got 10 hurries, 11 pressures. Yeah, it's crazy. Dude.
Third pressures and played less than 50% of snaps. He has the same pressure rate right now as Chris Jones had for the Chiefs last year, who played in almost 80% of the defensive snaps.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, Jalen Carter has been a force, and not just Jalen Carter. But we got to also say, like Jalen Carter is that guy. But I mean, Jordan Davis has been really good too. I mean, that sack he had last week. I mean, dude, he threw an offensive lineman into what? Another offensive line or tight end?
A tight end.
He hit Kirk Cousins and went down. I mean, dude, that was brutal. He has been awesome. And anybody saying that he can't play third down, it's all over with now. He's an absolute stud.
Mm-hmm.
Carter, to me, I think Jordan Davis is a stud. He's a Pro Bowl type defensive tackle. Jalen Carter, to me, could be literally the best defensive tackle in 2-3 years. He'll be the best defensive tackle in the National Football League.
I mean, even on the edge, look at Josh Sweat. I mean, Josh Sweat has been great. I mean, the past couple of weeks. I mean, I think Graham has had some pressures to move the quarterback in the pocket a little bit so he gets swallowed up. But just looking for a little bit more on that edge a little bit with Reddick and Graham and some of the other guys. So, see.
Yeah. Let's see. We had Cousins on the ground so many times last week. We need our DBs to cover better. I think last week, you had
a lot to do.
Bradbury out. You had Avonte Maddox out. You had Blankenship out. Those are 3 starters out of your secondary, and I think they didn't press up enough. Hopefully they'll be much better this week. Cousins always throws for a lot of yards and.
It looks good.
He doesn't win. He never wins, though.
We have like 3. What do you have? Like 343. I don't know. You had like 330, 340 something, 2 touch. I mean, it looks good on paper, but I mean,
he's a stat guy. He puts up nice numbers that look great at the end of the year, but in terms of winning primetime games or winning playoff games, he's a loser. He's a loser.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
What? Let me add. We'll do
There's
this.
Another guy that's a loser too. We call him Dak Prescott.
Oh,
what's that? What do you say?
What did you think about between the Giants and 49ers on Thursday? Just in general with the Giants and what did you think of the 49ers just from that game?
I think the Giants absolutely stink. Everything I said about them, their problems on offense, showed up. I thought the 49ers were very underwhelming. I thought there was 3 or 4 times, 3 times on the first drive, let alone, that Purdy should have been picked off. And Giants just are not that good. I wasn't that impressed with the 49ers. I still need to see more of Purdy. Listen, maybe they're not playing great ball yet either, but I thought they were underwhelming. And I just think the Giants are lucky to be 1-2. they should be 0-3 right now.
Well, I mean, Daniel Jones in general getting paid $40 million a year, and like he missed some wide open guys. Like I feel like it's both. I feel like Daniel Jones is just not good. I don't think he's not consistent, but not even just that. I think the one thing that really saved them last week in that Cardinals game was that Hyatt kid they got in the third round. And why do they not play him? Like that's like, you know what I mean? Like he makes that play last week. He makes that play before the game we just watched on Thursday, and they put him to the sideline. You know, Hyatt, like they should play him more. Like Waller is just not, it's just not enough. Like, but I think it's on both. I just think it's Daniel Jones, and it's the obviously not being, you know, aggressive to get weapons around him. I think it's a lot of things, but it's not great.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think he stinks. It's hilarious that the Giants even paid him. They're going to pay for that. Demetrius, thank you for super chat. He goes, U.S. Customs from Savannah, or us Customs from Savannah. What do you think about unproductive Rashad Penny? He seems too slow. I mean, yeah, a couple of his carries he does look slow to me, but I just don't know how much he's played. You know.
He's ran the ball 3 times. It's only ran the ball 3 times. He's more of that reserve. Like I don't know how they're like. I think with Scott out, I mean, who knows if they're going to use him more this week? But even last week, I was kind of surprised that I guess they kept Swift. They kept him running because like, hey, if it works, he didn't play the first game, so you might as well run the crap out of him in this second game against the Vikings. So when he got tired, went out. He went in for a few plays, but I just it's not enough for me to say that he's slow. I mean, yeah, maybe he looked a little slow, I guess, but I mean, he had like a what?
I mean, it's easy to look slow when you watch the way Swift was.
I know,
because he looked so fast. You know, I mean, he's got a burst on him. Yeah, you know, it's just nobody on that team roster has but him. Joe says, Philly Joey Trotter's kid is a great player, a future high first round pick. Will be Oregon's Kyrie Jackson, cornerback. Long reach, 6'3", was blanking the Colorado wide receivers, who are some of the quickest in the country. Yeah, I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot about them. You know what I mean? Scott's injury, he's got a concussion. Your boy Roy says, I love Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis play this year. I think they have the potential to be greatest pair of defensive tackles to play for us since Jerome and Reggie. Well, Reggie was a defensive end. Jerome was a defensive tackle. So this would be 2 defensive tackles. But I think that if you add another premier defensive end along the way through their career, you could have one of the better offensive lines we've had since those Jerome Reggie days for sure. You know, thing with Reggie was a 300-pound defensive end. So at times you could move him inside and outside. Like you could move him all around. He was just ridiculous. Isabel says, Cowboys put themselves at the top of the roller coaster just to come tumbling down. I have never seen a fan base beg people, demand that you bend the knee after 2 weeks. I mean, who's that woman ESPN lady they've been killing all week on Twitter?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot her name.
They're killing her because she said she don't believe in the Cowboys. Like, it's been 2 weeks and people want her to bend the knee. It's like, you got to be kidding me, you know? Jeremy says Jerome was in there with big. It was Mike Golick was actually the backup. It was Mike Pitts was the starter next to Jerome at defensive tackle. Golick rotated in. He was off the bench. You know, so that's just how deep they were. You know, it is what it is. But I don't know. What are your predictions as we close this out? Because we're over an hour. I got a big date tonight. So what are your thoughts? What is your score prediction?
I think it's going to be 31. I think it's going to be 31-21 this game. I think
21?
I think when it I don't know. I think when it comes down to it, like I feel like now I heard, okay, so I don't know if this is true, but I heard that there was going to be some, I don't know if it's going to be bad weather. I heard there's a storm rolling through there. It might not happen until the second half of the game, so that's something we kind of have to watch out for. I've been hearing some bad weather, and trust me, the last thing I want to do is play in a bad weather game again. and not make adjustments or be afraid to make adjustments.
Well, that could end up being, especially in Florida, end up being thunderstorms and you situation where it rains and then you have to wait till lightning stops. So it could be. Hopefully, it's not one of those nights though.
Yeah.
I do like playing Tampa at night in Florida in this early in the year, because usually when we play Tampa like in September, it's like 95 degrees on the field.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna have to deal with that. Toryville says, I don't think Carter should be compared to Reggie. Jerome is a better comparison. Reggie was a freak who played defensive end and just as well as defensive tackle. Well, Reggie was primarily a defensive end. I agree with you. I think the comparison is more geared towards Brown than Reggie. Michael Goldberg, David Super Chat goes, Brandon Smith on practice squad. Also, do you think Van Noy is still available? Good idea. Brandon Smith, who's that?
Yeah, that's the linebacker we signed from Carolina like a week or two ago. Like
I
he's
remember him. Yeah, I guess he's on the practice squad. And then Van Noy's still available. I don't know what Van Noy has left. Like if they think he has something left, yeah.
He had a good year. He had a good year, really good year last year for he's the oldest free agent linebacker that's out there. I think he's like 31, 32. He's old. So
what did I see? My prediction is I'm gonna say I think I said 31-21, something like that. I think the Eagles are gonna score points. I think they'll stay close for a little bit, but I think the Eagles make big plays. I think Jalen Hurts has a big game. And I think that we come out of this game, I think everybody's going to feel much better about this offense. And I think everybody's going to think, okay, the first 2 weeks are behind us. We're kind of ready to roll. And we get ready for that Washington game could be huge for an early season game.
Yeah. If both teams are 3-0 going to that game in Philadelphia, it's going to be nuts.
My hope is that Washington loses to Buffalo, then loses to us, goes to 2-2, where it was about what I think they should be. And then, maybe, I don't know, somehow Arizona could pull up an upset. Actually, that can't happen. They're so bad. There's no way they could beat Dallas. Maybe
just imagine, though.
Close. Oh, my God. I will kill Dallas. It would be brutal. The amount of torture I would give them would be absolutely fantastic, dude.
Hey, it was just so crazy. Like, it was almost to the point where, as much as I didn't want the Giants to win that game, I felt like I just wanted to root for them. Like, if Gannon has given up that many points going to the second half, I'm like, you know what? Just win this damn game. I don't even care at all. Like, just embarrass them even more. He
just always is blowing leads. That's what he does. He blows leads. If we didn't have more talent on our team, we would have lost a lot of games last year because his defenses always blow leads. And then it's somebody else's fault, right? And then he'll say stuff like, well, I wasn't covering in the slot. Like, I just can't stand that guy, dude.
Yeah.
T-Puff's a 50% chance of thunderstorm at 7. Tampa sounds like another bad weather. The thing about thunderstorms, though, in Florida is, like, they'll last 25, 30 minutes and then end. So they'll roll in and roll out, Isabel says, you never know, Philly 500 Dallas. Hey, listen, I'm going to be streaming that game tomorrow. I'm going to be rooting for Arizona tomorrow. Let's go, Arizona. Do I think it's possible? Hell no. I just think Arizona's that bad, dude.
Yeah, it's true.
And that's why I kind of want to stream Washington game, because I think that Buffalo-Washington game may be, a lot more entertaining.
Yeah.
But we'll see. All right, guys, we're going to let you go. I hope everybody has a great night. With that said, anything before we get out here, Joey?
Oh, that's it. We'll see you guys post game on Monday, and hopefully we'll be 3-0 by that time. Hopefully we see more out of this offense. Hopefully our defense is not playing so much zone. Hopefully we see a little bit more what's going on with nickel. And I guess we'll find out. We'll see what the game plan is. But hopefully my main importance is this offense really getting back to what they should be. And we'll see what happens. So
absolutely, guys. All right, guys, I'll be live tomorrow definitely for the Dallas game. I might be live for the Washington game too, so look for that. With that said, peace. We out.
Peace.
Not time for one more play. We had one more.
You gotta be motherfucking kidding me.
You gotta be kidding me. We have no time for one more play.
Look
Look at this motherfucker running from
What
a.
you doing?
To get off the field on third down.
What was that bullshit?
That is not right.
Kellen Moore, he's got to be better, man. He wasn't.
Oh, that's some bullshit. What was that? He had enough time for one more
He
play.
had an opportunity to win that game at the end.
But the referee screwed us.
But, you know, this is just,
The brother screwed us.
you know, I'm upset, but
The brother screwed
it
us.
is, man.
At least they fought back and tried.
Only Cowboys games.
Yeah, you
The brother
literally.
screwed us. The brother screwed us.
It's going to end the way.
Yeah, we had